Okay, time now is 6:43 a.m. on January 27th. Ah, fuck. I feel sleepy, cold. My mouth is hurting. It's probably gonna take a while for my mouth to heal, honestly. God damn, it's hurting more and more. At some point, I won't be able to speak again. Just how the fuck can you have so many ulcers at once? Like, come on. But yeah, today it's the short film shoot day 2. I slept from 3:30 to 6:40. Yeah, so it's about 3 hours of sleep. Oh, fuck. Hopefully that's enough for me to direct. But yeah, we'll be on a tight schedule, but we need to go as soon as possible. I asked Miles to pick me and Glenn up, and I think he hadn't read the messages yet, which is a bit of an issue because he needs to see it before he comes. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so tired. I'm just gonna immediately crash and go to bed after I come back home tonight. After dinner. Oh my god. But yeah. Hopefully everything works out today. Oh, my tongue hurts. Why the fuck is this happening to me? Is it stress? Induced ulcers? Like, what the fuck?
We'll see. But we gotta like see how much food we have.
I want to chat with you about what we still need.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I left 33 and I went back to my shoes. Yeah, that was a crazy streak.
我唔知道佢俾人拉咗去邊度啊！
Hopefully, but
但係我知道一定要走，因為唔安全啊！
咁所以咧
Yeah.
We either get like a $60 like freaking small portion, or what I do is get
Perhaps.
Well, we'll see what. Is it this one?
no, mine is different. Well,
was it
Stanley Kubrick's film?
Yeah,
They freaking imported like 1,000 palm trees to England.
Let me see the which one.
It was
So if you want to see what I'm doing here, she's gonna be in darkness, right? And this is just the fill light. You can see it there. So
Yeah.
we just only want to give it. So if you want to see what I'm doing here, she's gonna be in darkness, right? And this is just the fill light. You can see it there. So
Yeah.
we just only want to give it. Okay, we have a stinger for it. But just kind of light lamp, right? We have to point it towards camera so that it only hits the character here.
It's not really neat. Just for you. And you owe me $5. It's enough.
How will I financially recover from this? this?
American film.
I would-
I would listen to me.
Yeah,
I pitched this here
Like,
like by itself.
Yeah, exactly. I did want some haze from the Buddha, so I think it's perfect. Let's not.
It's kind of sticky, and I don't know why.
I'm a little concerned about the smoke. I brought one. I have one. Lamp left. Yeah.
Like there.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Actually, sorry. Lamp right, just a little bit. Yeah. Yep, perfect. Perfect.
The next, What is this? What is this?
That one's animal, right?
We don't
Is
know.
that double?
Wow.
Better to point out. Look at the iPad that Ika has.
Where's, oh,
Ready?
Here.
Enoch, you watching?
yep.
That's not a furry.
Is that what you're looking for, or is that what? You want me to go half speed, Ika, or you want full speed?
Actually,
Yeah, I'll just keep going back.
Yeah, I'm also. But I would say, but
3, 2, 1.
Again?
Now I'm gonna get one with the face.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do one more. Just one more time. You not call it?
Action. Cut.
Alright. Done?
Yeah.
That's a wrap?
Putting.
Yep.
Alright, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Let's go.
Good job, Enoch.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like 3 rep sizes.
Ariel,
Yes.
did the
All right. Time now is 7:50 p.m. Just returned home. I'm a tired wreck. I'm gonna talk more tonight, either tonight or tomorrow morning. But my tongue is barely functioning again. My voice is barely functioning. I'm barely awake. We got the sauce. We got the good stuff. Yay. Alright, time now is 12:16 after midnight. Yeah, so, fuck, my mouth is hurting really bad. I checked. I really do have 5 sores. 2 on my tongue, both sides. 1 on the gum here. 1 here at the lip, and 1 at the back. 5 fucking sores. All at once. It's terrible. I guess I'll just have to wait for 2 weeks for them to heal. But yeah, today is the day 2 of the shoot, and roughly 4 hours ago, maybe 5 hours ago, the shoot finished. I went back home. So let's talk about today. So yeah, day 2 of the shoot, I think, it's definitely rougher than day 1. Day 1 was fucking amazing. Day 2, I was more irritated. I think, kinda because I was more sleep deprived. I was tired, more tired than day 1. I'm eternally tired. Like, I'm always fucking tired. But today I'm even more tired than day 1. And the crew is, I like them. And, people like Gregory, Sean, are people that I can get along with. And of course, Justin, the Malaysian guy, is someone that I trust the most. Same with Alba. I haven't seen Alba in so freaking long. She has short hair now, but she's still kind of blonde. Or still, she probably changed her hair color a few times. But I trust her a lot, despite not having seen her in a long time. It's like communicating with her is somehow even easier than communicating with Lauren. Also, my hair looks like I look like a fucking upside down diamond right now. So that's fucking terrible. But, yeah, also I'm eating some ice cream just to soothe my tongue. I ain't even fucking hungry. But yeah, I was scared that Miles was not gonna come. So I called Miles at like 7. And thank God I did, because of my call, Miles saw my message, and I asked him to pick me and Glenn up, and he's like, sure, whatever I can do for you, bro. It's moments like this where I really trust Miles. Like, even though there are things Miles is terrible at, he's so fucking dedicated, and he's so serious about everything, and you know what? I appreciate that. Thank God. So he picked me and Glenn up, and we went over to CMD, the land of the tainted, the land of the cinema, center of madness and delusion. But on the way, Justin P, not Justin W, the Malaysian guy, Justin P texted in the Discord chat that he forgot to give Benny sandbags last night. And yeah, sandbags are just heavy bags of sand, but they're really fucking important. So Miles drove us to Inglewood to pick them up, and I briefly saw Justin P. And then later, Miles decided to go to his place at Century City to retrieve a couple Primi C stands. They're not even C stands, they're basically light stands. I think we never got to use them. And then finally we arrived at CMD. And the call time was 8, but we arrived at around 8:20. It's okay. So the biggest issue with today is very simple. It's that we just don't have enough time for anything. We just have 0 time. And oh my god, my hair's so ugly. Like, I think a month ago it's fucking amazing, and now it's just like doing this. I'm gonna send a photo of this to my mom, and then my mom can ask the barber what I should do next at this phase. Like, what's the next phase for this hair? Anyways, let's not worry about this first. I'm so self-conscious. Yeah, fuck. So the earliest Drew can open the door for the room for us is 8 a.m. and the last is 6 p.m. So we literally have 10 hours to shoot the whole thing. Theoretically, it can work. When I was with Cliff and Yelin and Ken on day 1, we shot all 23 shots within 12 hours. 16 shots within 10 hours is doable. It's actually doable. But also not. Because from 8 a.m. all the way till 11:30, I think 11:30, 3.5 fucking hours, we were just setting up the scene. And 3 hours for a scene is considered long. And I don't blame them, because I and Lauren had come to a consensus that the scene would be a black room. That is not my original intention. My original intention for the climax of the short film, is that it takes place in some cement concrete room, sort of like the back rooms, and just feels like a parking lot perhaps. But because those places are very difficult to find, we opted for a black room. That changes everything. The look of the film. Lauren likes vintage lenses. He's like the father, not father, but like he's the vintage papa. He loves his vintage lenses. But last night he called me and was like, let's not use vintage lenses because we need to give this film a clean look. And then we need Duvetyne. So there's still a shitload of equipment that Lauren needs. Of course, Duvetyne, black fabric, that's gonna cover the side of the walls and maybe the ground. And of course, we don't have enough to cover the whole fucking room, and it's gonna take 19 years to cover it. So we're only gonna cover a corner. And because we can only cover a corner of the room, or more like a side of the room, we can only film towards that side. Which means whenever we break the 180-degree rule, whenever we film the other side, whenever the camera goes away, everything is fucked and everything's extra complicated. And it's made even more complicated when there's a mirror. And through the reflection of the mirror, you can see the other side of the room, the incident and the reflection. So now, if the mirror goes like this and the reflection goes that way, you need to Duvetyne this side of the room as well. So we separated the day into 3 parts. Section 7 is for scene 7. Section 11 is where... So section 7 is where a Buddha is not on set yet. When the camera filmed this way, I am the Buddha. Section 11 is the camera filming this way, but the Buddha is right here at, inside the shot. Ken just requested $221 from me. Okay. And then section M is a mirror. M stands for mirror. Is we're going to put the mirror there. I mean, the mirror is already there in section 11, but we're going to film into the mirror, and that means a lot of the reflection, a lot of the back will be shown, which means that we're going to have to use a gigantic Duvetyne to, again, make a giant cover in the back. So, honestly, and the black room is even more difficult to set up than just a regular concrete room. I know it's going to take a long time to set up, and I've never worked with such a delicate set before. Love and Death, I was filming guerrilla style on the streets. This is the complete opposite. We're in a very controlled environment. We're in a highly controlled environment, and we need to create everything from the ground up. We got everyone. Everyone has arrived. Lauren and his team, Gregory as gaffer, Sean as the sound mixer. We have Justin P's Premix 6 and the boom mic, and he was able to work it out. It doesn't sound as good as Nausea sound mixing with her Mix Pre 10, but I'll get what we have. Okay. And then ACs, we got Justin, the Malaysian guy. Happy to see him there. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later, but continue. Alba showed up at around 8:30 or 9, which is cool, seeing her again. It feels like it's been 6 years, when in fact it's only been half a year. Roughly half a year. Yeah, sorta. And then, yeah, and then for set dressers, we have Ariel's sister. I've never seen her before, but the moment she showed up, I was immediately able to recognize that it's Ariel's sister. She's taller than Ariel, and apparently she has a very different vibe from Ariel. She's a lot more calmer, but both her and Ariel have a great bonding, unlike me and my own brother. And, I don't know why, but like, they give off very competitive vibes. Like, every moment when they're breathing, they're fighting for something and putting out their best act. And you think they're ulterior motives, but they aren't. But you think they are because they give off that vibe. It's very interesting, and I guess in a way that makes Ariel the perfect producer. Because he's so gung-ho about everything. And she just has such a strong and unnatural fighting spirit. She's like an anime character. So there's that. So Ariel's here. Thank God she's here. Benny at this point has rendered himself kind of useless. Unfortunately, I appointed him to be a producer, and it fell apart for him basically. He wasn't able to get crafty in the morning. He was able to get my bag at least, so thank God. I was prepared that he would forget, and which is still okay. Like, we can get the bag after the shoot, after we wrap. It's no rush, honestly. The short film is more important, but thank God he got my backpack back. But yeah. So today, throughout most of today, Benny's just out driving back and forth. So from 8:30 to 11:30, we're still setting up stuff. We have the Duvetyne, but Lauren's free Duvetyne, not enough. Lauren still needs a bunch of equipment, some lights, some scissor clamps, and Benny's trying to figure out. So this toy box place, this rental place, apparently it exists. But for some reason, Benny still can't go because it's not open in the morning. So that's silly. And also apparently that place doesn't have Duvetyne, so Benny has to go to another spot. So Benny came back and Benny left again to find more Duvetyne. So we're just waiting on him for the most part. And we also don't have enough gaff tape. I think Miles forgot his gaff tape or something. We need shitloads of gaff tape for the Duvetyne. We have RAM boards. I've never heard of this word until today. RAM boards are basically giant cardboards used to cover windows. That's the whole fucking point. And then, yeah, so we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We have Lewis's Amaran lights. We have Justin P's 600 light. We have Lauren's Black Magic and his lenses. I think he uses Sigma 18 to 35 all the way today. His gimbal, and then I think Alba brought something herself. Like, we're really just gathering our resources, which is again crazy because in Hong Kong you would never be able to do that, but in LA you can, just out of pure connections. But yeah, so Betty went out to look for more Duvetyne, and he just fucking disappeared. And I asked Ariel where he is, and Ariel's like, don't know. He texted me 15 minutes ago, and he's gone. So at that point, all of us are basically low-key, like, disappointed in Benny. Like, okay, yeah, Benny can't do shit. Apparently, Benny had to, so instead of finding Duvetyne, now any black object will matter, will do. You know, like black fabric, like a black blanket, a black paper, like whatever, black curtain. So Benny went to some store called Lace Shore or something, and Lake Shore, and he went there, and apparently he has to do paperwork, or maybe it was closed. But at some point he had to do paperwork, which is kind of weird. I think he's trying to buy a black curtain at a hardware store, like at an Ace Hardware or Target or whatever, and he has to do paperwork for some reason. So Ariel got impatient. We all got impatient. I was like, holy shit. I planned the first shot to be 9:30, and then it's 10, and then it's 10:30, and then now it's 11, and then now it's 11:30. What the fuck? So Ariel sent Cassidy to go out to buy anything black. So Cassidy went to a Target and bought a shit ton of black towels and came back with a pile of them. And on top of that, she got Crafty and Majestic Crafty. There's this charcuterie packet thing with cold cut salami, prosciutto, biscuits, and cheese slices, which is actually really great. There's bananas and muffins and brownies and potato chips. I'm like, God damn, I have to reimburse her, you know. That's a lot of money, but you know what? It's fine. Thank you for the Crafty. So we were finally able to shoot our first shot at like 11:40-ish. Holy shit. I was already panicking and dying inside because we're running out of time, and if we keep going at this pace, we will not be able to film the mirror shots near the end, which are really fucking important. And I don't want to cut shots. I hate to do that. So we started filming that, and I also rehearsed with the actors a couple times. I think they're very good. At this point, they're very familiar with their lines already, and I don't really need to give that many instructions. There are still some minor adjustments, but they're minor. And again, it's jumping between scene 7 and 11. And in the plan, it jumps in between. But in the actual arrangement of what we did, we sort of improvised on the way and changed what shots to shoot first. So what ended up happening is a bunch of scene 7s, a bunch of scene 11s, and then a bunch of scene 7s, which is a bit easier, but still. It's two very different scenes emotionally, so for the actors it's a little confusing. It's confusing for the actors and confusing for Lauren. So between 11 to 2 p.m.-ish, this is, I guess, the most stressed out moment of the entire day. For me, because we moved insanely slow. And it's really weird because I've gone to film school in this college, and you know, I've been to film school, and I've been to Film 32 and Film 33, and in these two classes I don't take on big roles like director or producer. I was kind of UPM-ish, but that doesn't mean jack shit. And I know that in productions, even in USC productions, like John L. short film or Neither Donkey Nor Horse, it usually takes a bajillion years for them to set up another shot. But I usually never care. Usually I just think, oh, of course the gaffing is going to take a long time. Of course the makeup artist is taking a long time. Oh, of course the camera, the battery, whatever. I know why it's taking a long time. And then now it's my own short film, and it's taking a long ass time. And I am getting irritated. And again, it's very fucking tough to make someone like me irritated, but I did get irritated. So I think we finished the first section, which is section 7, and then we moved on to section 11. And oh my god, I think they spent 40 minutes setting up for scene 11, which is twice as much as I thought they would take. And then the scene 11, the master shot, took so long to set up. We only finished filming it in the next half an hour. Holy shit. And what pisses me off is seeing other crew people just chit chat and small talk and talk about, oh yeah, you know, Italy, I want to go to Italy, oh yeah, anime, oh yeah, and blah 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 blah, making jokes. And part of me wants to just scream, not scream, but like yell at them, like, focus, all quiet on set. But at the same time, if I were them and nothing's fucking happening and I don't know what I'm waiting for, I would probably be like them. I just want to chill and talk and chat and be relaxed. But then it's also my own short film. I want people to be relaxed. I want people to enjoy their time filmmaking for me, because I don't want to be a mean director. But also, it's my fucking short film. Please do something. Anyone, do something to speed up the process. So I started saying, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And I said it so much that it almost becomes comical. Like I said, come on, 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 like so much. And I was like, okay, 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 okay. And I guess this is like my way of speeding things up. Is just tell people, come on. Lauren got a tad bit annoyed and was like, yeah, saying come on won't help. And it'll only make things worse. And I just stopped. And I do realize that right now, I'm not doing anything. I'm the director, I'm walking around, and I'm just telling people to come on, come on, come on. Like I'm a slave master, and I'm telling my slaves to do their jobs for me. But then at the same time, it's like my own short film, and I'm irritated. And I don't know what to do. So at some point I just sort of gave up, and I'm just like, okay, I trust you guys. I'm going to let you guys take your time. Just take your time doing the lighting setup, doing the camera stuff. Just take your time. I'm just going to sit in silence. And again, it's weird. It's my own short film, right? They're doing all this. The lighting is for me. This camera setup is for me. That piece of artwork is for me. The whole thing is for me. But yet, at the same time, I have no control. I'm letting the camera team do their own thing. I'm letting Ken do his own art adjustments, and I have no control. Maybe that means I'm a bad director. Like maybe if I'm a good director, I would have a better control of the set. Maybe that doesn't mean I'm a bad director. Maybe it's just what directing feels like with a big crew. I don't know. It's, even though it's the 7th time I've made a short film, this is the first time I've done a short film, like with a whole ass crew. And goddamn, my tongue hurts. And yeah, I don't know. I just fucking gave up. And I shouldn't give up in my own short film. That's ironic. Out of all the people, why is it me who has to give up? Like, I should be the only one standing, fighting for this short film. What the fuck's going on? Ariel looks at me and was like, okay, we're really running out of time. And I'm like, I know. I'm actually panicking right now, but you can't tell. I'm trying really hard to not panic. I act calm, I still smile, but at some point I realize I'm not smiling. I always smile naturally in front of people, but at some point my smile disappeared. And I started looking serious. And that doesn't happen, usually, in the public. And I try my best to give people cheery responses, like, perfect, great, excellent, amazing, good job, thank you, blah, 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 blah. I can't do that shit anymore. Because I don't really feel that way anymore. I don't want to be all optimistic about this. This is pessimistic. It's a bad fucking situation. We're like 3 hours behind. We're like 2-3 hours behind, and there's so many issues. Earlier in the day, Ken realized he forgot to bring Elin's tall mirror, so Ken and Lewis, so I immediately did a 1000 IQ moment and was like, hey, why not just get Cliff's tall mirror? Because last night, I think it was last night, or a couple nights ago, when I was at Cliff's place, I saw his tall mirror, and I was like, hey, that could work for the shot, as a joke. But now Elin's mirror is gone, might as well get Cliff's mirror. So that's what we got. We got Cliff's mirror. Yeah, and then Benny came back all of a sudden with actual 12 by 12 Duvetynes, and they're fucking amazing, and we're all impressed. Ariel was like, oh my god, Benny pulled through. Like, I even joked to Ariel saying, like, yeah, you should just ask Benny to keep looking for Duvetyne, and he's just gonna drive around the city nonstop for the rest of the day. And Aaron was like, yeah, we should do that. But Benny came through, and also he went to this other rental house called the Bearded Lady and got like a whole crate of clams and whatever, and I bet that some of them aren't even used today. So yeah, it's kind of like crazy. I don't know how much money he spent, but Jesus Christ, I feel like there's a little bit of overspending now, is there? But yeah, now we have a little bit of equipment from everyone in the room. So again, at some point I just gave up. I just let them do their own thing on their own time. And at some point it's literally like half an hour to 20 minutes per shot. It's sad, and I have to go through one after one after one shot. When I have the control is when the camera's rolling, and I have to say to move on or to do another take. And so I always think, and again, it's such a confusing setup because there are so many overlapping shots that cover each other, so much coverage. So I thought to myself, okay, we're doing a medium shot. This means, and then this medium shot cuts to a close-up later, and it cuts from a wide shot. So maybe in this medium shot, we'll run through the whole scene, but I only need the lines in the middle. So if the lines in the middle are good and the other parts are fucked, then so be it, and move on. And every time I say, okay, move on, I really fucking mean it. I want everyone to move the fuck on. Let's go to the next shot, please. You know? So it was stressful, but I try to relieve myself by joking around a little bit here and there, but it's just a bit aggravating to see people having fun on my set, and that's wasting my time. But then at the same time, I know that they're not wasting my time because they're probably waiting for something, and they probably have good reason to. And if I were them, I would do the same. So at 2:50 we had lunch. And lunch was In-N-Out, which is great because In-N-Out's cheap as fuck. But yeah, with my 5 sores, I could barely eat. It was a torturous experience. After the In-N-Out lunch, also I saw Drew. Drew walked in and walked out, and I don't know, I have such low presence in real life that Drew probably doesn't even know that it's my own short film. Drew probably doesn't even think I'm capable of writing and directing a short film, let alone a short film this complex. Benny, at the end of the day, revealed that it's my short film, and Drew was like, oh, okay. They wouldn't fucking know. Sometimes Lauren and Ariel are speaking, and their voice is so loud and clear, and my voice is soft. A, I'm tired. B, I have raspy voice if I talk too much. And so I would say the same thing twice, and nobody would fucking hear me. And I would have to say it again. And it's upsetting. And again, I love everyone who worked on this project today is amazing, but Jesus Christ, are there moments where I'm like, you know, if I had more energy today, I would actually get mad. But I'm just too tired, and I'm too polite to get mad. But I would get mad. And also, one thing I really realized today is in small short films, I'm in control of everything because it's such a small crew. Like the camera, the lighting, the sound, it's just the same couple of people. Whatever happens, whatever new problem or new idea arises, I'm there, and But in here, with like 16 people in the room, or like 16 people involved, including cast, it's like sometimes the lighting people are doing some stuff and I don't even know what the fuck are they doing. So yeah. After lunch, I think my mood got a little better, and we're really seriously running behind time, but for some reason I was low-key faithful that because the next few shots are very easy and simple, I thought once we have the camera set up, boom, one take, next shot. Boom, one take, next shot. Boom, one take, next shot. I believe that out of the things within my control, I can speed up the shoot. So, that's what we did. Lauren said he needs 15 minutes to set up the gimbal. Turns out he needs like 8 minutes. And it's like a bit of a competition, like Ariel timed him and everything. But from the gimbal shot, where it's like a pull out, Aoba did some very fancy focus work, because to pull out from the Buddha super fast while having the focus stay on the Buddha is actually really tough. So, you know, shout out to Aoba for being such a good focus puller. She seems kind of innocent and unknowing of everything around her, but Aoba knows how to do things. She takes damn good photographs. The 2 Sanskrit shots. Again, at some point I'm too tired, but we filmed Jason's, or aka Glenn's, Sanskrit hands, and I was gonna tell Lauren that it's the wrong way in terms of lighting, but I just thought, okay, I guess Lauren's doing this because the lighting doesn't matter. Like, it's an insert shot anyways. Like, turns out it does. So I told him about that. He realized, oh wait, Jason should be standing the other way. And he's like, okay, fine, we'll shoot it again. And it's another oopsie moment. Earlier today, I told Lauren that it's going to be 4x3. It's not exactly 4x3, but I told him 4x3. And he's like, what? You never told me this. I thought he knew already, because in day 1 we've been shooting in 4x3 the whole day. So again, Lauren's is fucking talented. But there's so many moments where I was like, man, I wish I was working with Cliff, because Cliff would have known. Cliff gets me. So yeah, but throughout, after lunch we had like 3 hours to wrap everything, basically. Less than 3 hours. And we still had 8 shots. 8 shots in 3 hours is kind of insane. Plus wrap. So we ended up canceling one, but we're able to like boom, boom, boom. Film one shot, boom, next shot. Film one shot, boom, next shot. We're able to go very fast. And at some point, I and Lauren really reach consensus on things. Like, Lauren starts to really understand what I mean suddenly. There's a Miss Chung's reaction shot. Also, every time Lauren says Miss Chung, he says Miss Chuang. But yeah, there's Miss Chung's shot from the bottom, low angle. And I really had it very comically low. And he's like, does it have to be that low? And I'm like, yes. Sometimes he just doesn't understand the artsiness. Like, there's a pan shot where the camera's straight on Miss Chung, and then it just pans to the Buddha. And then we pan back, and before the camera fully arrives at her face, she starts the next line. And I really like that shot, because it's like the audience is anticipating something next to happen, but it's just the next line. You know, there's a suspense, visual suspense. But Lauren's like, oh, that's kind of weird. And again, Lauren just doesn't get it. If I was with Cliff, Cliff would understand it, because Cliff's an artsy guy. He would get it. Lauren's great, but Cliff is like, he knows me. But anyways, I and Lauren, we worked out everything. And the mirror shots where we had to graphic match, I think Lauren pretty much knew exactly what he's doing, so I didn't even need to say much. He was able to get the mirror shots. I canceled 2 shots, but at the end, Lauren's like, oh, you know what? Swing 50, swing 85. And that basically means, give me the 85 mil, give me the 50 mil lens, so that we can go for a very tight shot. And we did, so at the end, I only canceled 1 shot instead of 2, so we got all the shots. Somehow, despite the fact that we spent 3.5 hours setting up this morning, we were still able to get almost all the shots, which is insane. I thought we couldn't make it. Benny and Ariel thought we couldn't make it, but we somehow did. Wild. So yeah, we wrapped, and it's great. We all clapped hands. We left. I don't know. I don't know if I did better as a director or worse than day one. I think I did a little worse. In day one, I was active. I was on everything, checking on art, checking on camera, and I think it's the Chinese restaurant location that makes everyone active. But in here, it's just some fucking classroom at CMD, and it's an environment where you can just sit down and relax. But also, it's because it's so dark, it makes everyone kind of drowsy. But yeah. I told Sean to watch some YouTube videos to figure out how to work the mixed presets, so that's what he did. And Justin, the Malaysian guy, he's so supportive of me. Like, before the day starts, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna read your script," and I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to get spoiled, but I'm curious. I'm gonna read your script." And then after the script, he comes back to me saying, "I don't really understand what happened, but I feel so uncomfortable. I feel so uncomfortable doing this when I read the script. Some scenes, maybe it's because I'm Asian, but I feel so uncomfortable. It's actually scary." And I'm like, "What, really?" And then during the Miss Chung like low angle shot, he's like, "Oh yeah, this feels like a very Enoch shot." And I'm like, "Really?" What do you mean? I've never filmed a shot like this before. And even the set, Justin was like, "Oh, this feels so much like an Enoch set." And I'm like, "Really? I've never had a set like this. I've never filmed in a black room." And he's like, "No, but it's like allegorical, like metaphorical." And I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, as we're wrapping, there's a sense of melancholy, because not only because like this might be the last time I'll be at CMD until the fucking Ends and Means premiere or the WoW premiere, but also just CMD at night with the shiny TV and also the little table where I confess to Leslie. It's melancholic. Every corner of this campus is full of memories. Yeah. I don't know. But it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I hope I leave a good impression. I hope everyone goes home and was like, "Oh, Enoch's not a bad director." Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. Day one definitely felt better than day two. That's for sure. But yeah. And there's so many moments where Justin and Ken are speaking to each other in Mandarin, which I didn't really see coming, but also did. Like, Justin speaking to Leslie in Mandarin pisses me off a little bit. It's like, I know my main language is Cantonese, so I always talk to Leslie and Ken in English. But I actually kind of can speak to Ken in Mandarin, but I choose not to. It's like one of those awkward moments. Like whenever I meet a Chinese person or a Taiwanese person, I don't know whether to speak to them in English or Mandarin, or maybe a mix. During lunch, Ken and Justin were like gossiping. They were talking about 讨厌 something, like hate something or someone. And I was like, "Shay, like who?" And Ken was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna tell you now, because you need to focus." And I'm like, "Okay." And then when they're rapping, they're also talking, and like, I don't know. But there was a moment where it's just me and Justin talking, and I feel like, I don't know why, but after reading Justin's script and after learning about him a little more, I really think I and Justin can be just as good of friends as I and Cliff are. When before in the past, I and Cliff are closer, But Justin's more the creative type, and you know what? I appreciate that. And I don't know why, but I really, really want to relay a bit of my wisdom onto him, even though he's older than me, and that's kind of weird. But I really want to talk to him about like directing and what it means, and the pressure of directing and how it feels. Like, the bigger the crew, the bigger the responsibility, self-doubting, guerrilla filming versus actual filming, and just like creative process in general. I told Justin that Objects in Mirror is great, but it's not that personal. And Justin's like, oh yeah, I don't think our style is similar, but I mean, me, Justin, Ken, we're all like the artsy Asian trio. The AAT, that's what we call ourselves now. Leslie can fuck off. But all three of us are very different. And I kind of realized that. Ken's short film is like mature in a way that, you know, obviously it's made by someone who's had sex. And my short films are obviously made by someone who's never had sex. My short films are self-absorbed, self-loathing, beating myself up kind of short films. My short films tend to be very personal and whack. Ken, I feel like Ken's style was like slow and beautiful, human, you know. And Justin, I don't know, I've never seen a Justin short film, but Justin said he tries not to talk, he tries not to make short films too personal. But, you know, it's cool that we got different styles. Justin expected me to hang out with him a little more. I'm too tired. I need to go home, like ASAP. So Miles drove me home, and his friend Sean, not Sean the Korean American guy, the other Sean, who's apparently from Morocco, and he's very enthusiastic. He's also very into Hollywood and American cinema. His favorite directors are Spielberg and James Cameron. Okay, but it's cool that, you know, got to meet him, and we talked a bit in the car, and yeah. So yeah, came back home. I just want to rest. I want to sleep hella early. Michelle made a plan for me and her tomorrow. We're gonna watch The Zone of Interest together. So I want to have a big fat sleep. And I tried to download cracked Adobe Premiere Pro. Still can't do it, but eventually I'll figure it out. Excited to see Michelle tomorrow, and definitely humongous relief. But it's not over. I still gotta edit the fucking thing. But at least the production is over. But now we're in post now. So, gotta speed run that. Not much else. They took all my sponges. I don't have any sponges, so I used my own sponge, but I took it back to my bathroom. So that earlier this morning I saw a Chinese guy in room 1 using my sponge, just crushing it, and then he threw it away. He threw my sponge away after crushing it. It's my fucking sponge. And I don't want to be stingy. Like, you can use my knife and fork, but why the fuck you abusing my sponge, man? But yeah. Great, great short film experience. Very insightful. Very necessary. If I want to continue making short films with a big crew and with a bigger production size and quality, I should do more of this and continue to learn more on how to communicate with the art department, how to communicate better with your DP when you have a DP, how to organize better, get more money, fundraising. Money is so important. Holy shit. But yeah, I have to say it's crazy that in 2024 I'll be working with Taiwanese, Malaysians, Japanese people, white people, black people, Latinos, Latinas, all sorts of people will come together just to help me. People from all around the world, people of different cultures, people who grew up in film, people who didn't grow up in film, It's just amazing. When the end credits roll and people who used to know me, like Natalie and Cedric, they're going to see it. Hopefully they see it. They're going to be like, god, where the hell did you find all these people, Enoch? I thought you were a loser. So, yeah. Alright, time now is 10:40 a.m. on January 28th, Sunday. Yeah, I slept from 2:30 a.m. to 10, and then I went back to bed for 20 more minutes. But yeah, that's nearly 8 hours. That's actually really fucking good. But even so, I still feel like I need more sleep. Yesterday was really, really tiring. I was gonna watch a little bit of Showa, the Holocaust documentary, last night, but I just fell asleep because I'm just too tired. So I'm gonna do that a little bit this morning. But yeah, still I still think whatever happened in the last week is yesterday and day one of the shoot is crazy. Yeah, I think that's kind of crazy and bit of a dream come true, perhaps. Like, had I submitted the script to Film 33 and was chosen, and the whole class is working for me, of course that's really cool. But this is even better. Like, we get to choose who get to come to set or not, and nobody's, making dumb creative changes to my script. So I feel like this is even better than Film 33. It's like Film 33 but good. But yeah, lots to move on, lots to do still. So the game isn't over yet. I still need to do post-production. I still need to figure out how to download Adobe Premiere Pro on my laptop. I'm trying to think of someone who can do that for me, or who can like give me advice on how to do that. And in America, despite the fact that I know a lot of people, I don't know a single person who seems like the kind of guy who would download a cracked version of softwares, aside from Benny. But Benny doesn't even do that. Then I think I'm gonna turn to Hong Kong. I think I'm gonna ask Cedric to do it. I don't know if Cedric can give me some advice on how to do it, but I don't know. It's a good excuse to talk to him, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, even if I don't download Adobe Premiere Pro on my laptop, it's not the absolute end of the world. I can just use my old laptop. It's gonna suck because it's slower and everything, but yeah, you know what? It's okay. And another thing is I really need to focus on USC 100% now. I will be joining the APCA club. I will be paying the $25, and next Tuesday night they have a meeting. I want to be there. I'm gonna be there. Okay, my USC growth continues. So I'm already at the stage where I'm taking multiple classes and I'm beginning to run into people I know on campus, and especially at SAA. I ran into Equal and everything. Rachel just came back to LA, like on yesterday or something. And Equal was gonna pick her up. And then, yeah, Equal was even like, oh yeah, do you want to hang out? Like me, Rachel, you, like we can all hang out together. And I'm like, yeah, So that's great. Like I found myself another friend circle. There's Glenn's friend circle, and then there's this friend circle. And I'm just building up the numbers, man. Yeah, so there's something to look forward to, but I need to keep going forward. I'm talking clubs. I'm also finding jobs, scholarships, and then at some point I'll start going for the gym, but not now. Let's do it step by step. Yeah, and I definitely need to fucking start the USC essays for film production, but chances are I probably won't get in because I kind of don't, because I want a minor, unless I can do both major and minor, film production major and religion minor. But or if I take like 2 religion classes, and all I need more for film production is 3 religion classes, actually might work. If I take 2 classes next like in the summer. Maybe I can pull it off. I don't fucking know. But anyways, yeah, we'll see. But today's gonna be fun because I'll be meeting Michelle at the Grove. I'll be spending a little dollar, even though I've been spending a lot of money already. I'll be spending a little money to have a nice ass lunch, and then we'll go to Barnes & Noble. Hopefully I find the Old Boy 4K. Hopefully I find the Lighthouse on Blu-ray, and then I'll buy them. And yeah, and then oh, I need to give Michelle a gift from Hong Kong. I don't actually have a gift, but I can give her a pack of lemon tea. And then yeah, and then we're going to go to Century City to watch The Zone of Interest. So great, one stone, two birds. Her dad is going to drive us there, and then we're going to watch it at 4-ish p.m. And then after that, we're just going to go home. I'm going to eat rice, fish, and vegetables, and that's it. Tomorrow, class, I desperately need to go to Ralph's. I am really running out of food, so that's that. My tongue still hurts like a bitch. My mouth still hurts. 5 fucking ulcers, but hopefully next week the ulcers will be gone, you know. And hopefully, you know, 2:30 a.m. is awesome. I want to sleep even earlier, so hopefully tonight I go to bed the same time, and I can wake up late as hell tomorrow. Oh, and I want to call Tova. I want to talk to Kiara. Kiara DM'd me on Instagram a couple days ago asking me to clarify my story idea for Violent Femme, which is funny. Maybe I shouldn't have told her, but maybe I should. I don't know. But immediately, despite the fact that I don't want to make a short film for like the next 2 years, I do want to like immediately start working on the script for Violent Femme. It's just because that Violent Femme is more personal to me, and it's kind of important to me. It might as well be my most important project, because all of my previous short films are kind of, you know, out of the blue, small, fucking around kind of situations. But I think Dreams of an Empty Street is a story idea that I've had for a while, because it's basically The Virgin. Violent Femme is also a story I've had for a while, but this one is even more important because it's not going to turn into a feature film. So Violent Femme is a real deal, and I need to find top-notch people in USC to do that for me. But yeah. The hell? What the hell? Slog. Slog. Yeah, no homo.
Fight for years, for months, not freaking 8 hours.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought we're both planning, and then you said do that. I'm like, bitch, I've been planning. Okay, sure.
in the works.
You can pay me back when you can, but
Time now is 10:26 p.m. on and I'm back. And my hair looks like shit. I really don't know how to salvage this at all. I really have no idea. My tongue is still hurting. It's getting worse and worse. Sometimes it hurts less, and it gives me the illusion that I'm healing, but then immediately reminds me that I'm not healing. So yeah, let's talk about today. I'm in my street clothes right now, so after this, I'm immediately gonna take a shower, and then I'll go to bed. Not go to bed. And then I'll watch movies on the laptop and whatever. Oh goddamn, my nose. So ooh, my mouth, goddamn. What are you doing? So yeah, this morning I had a good sleep. Fuck off. So this morning I had a good sleep. I slept for 7.5 hours, and I honestly thought that I would not sleep that much today. I honestly thought I would wake up super early and whatever, but I think the fact that I slept super early last night really helped. I think yeah, I think it felt good to wake up and then still have some time to chill. I didn't film any reviews or anything because my mouth is hurting, but maybe I should have. But god damn it. But yeah, I took 2 buses to the Grove. It was really hot today. It was 26 degrees, which is insane. Cause last week it's like 14, 15 degrees, but there's like a 10-degree jump. But yeah, I finally arrived at the Grove. I was pretty much on time. We planned to see each other at 12:30. I ended up arriving around 12:42. She ended up arriving 12:50-ish, but yeah, we were pretty much on time. But yeah, I arrived at the Grove. It's like my 4th or 5th time here, honestly. I've been here a few times already. With JT and Pepper once. I brought Zara there. I think, yeah, I went there again with Retablo. I think it's 3 times only. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, I'm here again, and yeah, I'm with Michelle, and it's cool. But before Michelle showed up, I went into Barnes and Noble just to see that they have rearranged the whole fucking thing. Blu-ray section and the music section has completely disappeared. I'm like, what the fuck? So I went to the 2nd floor and I saw manager or staff, and I asked her, where's the Blu-ray? And she's like, oh, it's on the 3rd floor now. And I'm like, okay, because last time I was here it was downstairs. And she was like, yeah, we moved it. So I went to the 3rd floor and I found it, but it was significantly smaller, which is sad and depressing. But at least it's still bigger than many other Barnes & Noble around the country. I mean, it's LA, the land of movies. But yeah, I was there and I'm happy to see that there's a bunch of movies there. Yippee-ki-yay. And then I went back down and that's where I met Michelle. Cool to see her again. This is our 2nd hangout of the year. More like the 2nd hangout since round 4. First hangout of the year. Yeah, it's been like a whole month since I've seen her, but it's good that I keep in touch with her. So we immediately went to the farmer's market to eat lunch first, and I was particularly excited about that because I wanted a good ass lunch. And we walked around, and finally, I low-key wanted to eat barbecue, so I ended up going to a Texan barbecue place and ordered something for $23, which is so fucking expensive. And I decided to opt out for drinks. And thankfully I did. Because later on I would find a Starbucks and I would buy a drink there, which is more expensive. Because the Starbucks drink was nearly $7, and it's a fucking mango dragon fruit lemonade. But that was better than buying a $2 water at that Texan barbecue restaurant. Michelle had hot dog, so we split apart, and Michelle's like, "Don't get lost," and I'm like, "Okay." I was pretty sure that I won't get lost, even though farmer's market is fucking huge and every corner looks the same. It's just a lot of people and a lot of restaurants. So I went to buy my food, and I had a tray on me, and lo and behold, I got fucking lost. I walked around, I walked in circles. I'm like, where the fuck is the hot dog restaurant? It's completely disappeared. What the heck? I went this way and then this way, so I went back. I backtracked, but like, it's completely gone. I don't know why. So we met up at Trejo's Tacos, and then we just sat around there. And yeah, it's nice. I wish my mouth isn't broken. I would have enjoyed the meal more, but it's still a good ass meal. Yeah, and then we talked and talked, and it's nice. She talked about her own script. I talked about my experience shooting my short film, my 7th short film. It's crazy that I've made my 7th short film now. And just epic, I guess. I don't know. Talked a bit about movies, whatever. Michelle talked about her first week back at Long Beach. Cal State Long Beach. I talked about USC. And then after the meal, we went to Barnes & Noble, and that's the main attraction. And we went to the Criterion place, and we were so fucking hyped. Me and Michelle started geeking, and just went from movie to movie to movie. And Michelle's like, okay, I'm going to pretend I'm in the closet, and I'm going to start holding Blu-rays on me, and I'm going to pretend that I'm picking them up, but I'm not, because I'm not rich, you know. I was honestly genuinely ready to buy something. Maybe not a Criterion, but like something today. Yeah, it was awesome. We were there for like half an hour. At some point, the staff went by and was like, ask me if you have any questions. But, you know, we were just there geeking. And it's so cool. 2 film students geeking out about movies. Apparently in Long Beach, in one of the classes, they did a trivia, where it's like movie trivia. You look at a picture and you guess where that picture is from. And it's from a movie, so guess the movie. And Michelle got them all right, and she won over the entire rest of the class and impressed the professor and the class, so that's great for her. But yeah, it was awesome, and there was a Starbucks right beside us, so we went there and we got the drinks. She got a ice mocha, not mocha, matcha latte, matcha tea latte. We had our drinks, and then I continued to go around because I wanted to buy actual Blu-rays. I know they're super expensive, but I do want to buy them because it's so good. So I got myself Old Boy. I looked around and around to look for it. It's hidden. It's hidden in plain sight. But I finally found it, so that's great. My goal for today was Old Boy and The Lighthouse. Unfortunately, I couldn't find The Lighthouse. But it's okay, because I can get it for $13 in Amazon. So, yeah. So, so there's that. I found Old Boy. I'm so happy. It's $58 fucking dollars. It's the most expensive Blu-ray I've ever gotten. But to be fair, it's 4K, and also it's collector's edition. And it's the first time I've ever had a collector's edition thing on me. And yeah, $58, that's almost as expensive as the meal in Benihana. And it depends on whether you think meals are more important or movies are more important. It may or may not be more or less fair. Like, Food is temporary. You eat one meal and it's gone. But this thing I can keep. But at the same time, food is more important because you eat it and you feel good and it's healthy. This is just a fucking movie, so you don't really need it. But anyways, I bought it. It's great. And it's also 30% off. Originally, this thing is $70. But today, Barnes & Noble had a sale and it's 30% off, so it's $58. Thank God. If I order online, it would be 60 something, and the full price is 70. So anyways, Michelle's dad is here. He drove us to Century City. And we had like 20 minutes to kill. We talked and talked, and then we eventually went to theaters and watched The Zone of Interest. It's the first time I've ever rewatched the same film in a movie theater. And we sat at the very edge. And it's Michelle's first time watching it. It's my second time, and holy shit, is it a lot better at the second time. My opinion of the film didn't change. It's still a boring film, but it's so intentionally boring. But it's intense. Like, I can feel a lot of tension the second time I watched it. Also, the first time I watched the film, I fell asleep in the middle. And, oh my god, the part I missed out by falling asleep is actually the best part of the film. So I'm so glad I'm able to rewatch it in a theater. And it's so good in a theater because you get the audio visual experience. On the laptop, it wouldn't feel the same. Phenomenal film, might be my favorite of 2023. But, yeah. Afterwards, Michelle's dad is supposed to pick us up, but Michelle's dad forgot his phone. So we decided to wait for a little bit. We went to Italy, the place Michelle loves going, and Michelle got herself a chocolate bar and a can of whatever. Michelle almost fell asleep during the film, and she kept shaking her leg to keep herself awake. And that was a little annoying, and she kept checking her phone to check the time. I'm glad I'm enjoying it more than her. But, yeah. Yeah, so, at some point, Michelle spoke on the phone and spoke in Spanish. I think this is the first time I've ever heard Michelle spoke completely in Spanish. I've heard her say a Spanish word here and there, but I've never heard her speak Spanish. And honestly, it's like Spanish, but with a very heavy American English accent, but it's still impressive. I don't know why. It's like I've been friends with her since October of 2022, and I've never heard her speak completely in Spanish. And the interesting thing is I can pick up like half of it. Like, I understand half of what she said. Essentially, her dad's phone is gone. She accidentally left it at his own place. And Michelle called his dad's place's housekeeper, who speaks Spanish, and told her to wait for dad to return home so that her dad can directly talk to her. Anyways, Michelle at the end called an Uber and Ubered to her dad's place, and she paid for the Uber. I didn't have to pay anything. And then I waited at her dad's house for a little bit. I've been there once, and saw her dog, who is very friendly. Last time the dog saw me, she was barking. This time she was really friendly and excited. But, yeah. Yeah, I also told Michelle that I was able to, understand half of what she said in Spanish, so I'm really fucking cool suddenly. Oh my god. But, yeah, anyways, we talked a little more, and then Michelle's dad finally showed up, and Michelle's dad finally showed up, and he drove me back home. End of story. I think I'm gonna call my mom right now or later, and I need to fix my hair. This is now an issue again. It's not an issue until it is. This acne feels like a viral infection. Last night it started, and now it's like, it looks like I'm hurting. It looks like a skin scrape. My tongue's still hurting, but it's okay. And tomorrow I have to go to Ralph's. But yeah, I'm gonna take a shower, chill out,
watch your name, do some stuff, try to create proxies, do some notes on my new laptop, and call it a day. Maybe figure out the whole Adobe situation. I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is, and short film is finally over. One gigantic problem gone, and it's not completely gone. I still have to edit it. And oh shit, the essays, and oh shit, right, the receipts. I need to write them down so that I remember to do them later. But yes. I suddenly remembered that 2 nights ago, when I and Justin, during the Justin departure party, Ariel, Justin, and I were sitting together. Justin randomly asked me, am I INFP? And I'm like, yeah. And Ariel was like, oh, and Justin's like, oh, I knew it. As if being an INFP means you're some crazy creative mastermind. But it's pseudoscience, man. It doesn't mean shit. Another thing is today, after Michelle's dad returns, I guess I would have, by saying sorry, Michelle's dad decided to kiss me on both sides of my cheek. And it was awkward because I don't do physical contact with people, let alone my friend's dad. So, but that happened, and I could feel his mustache brushing my cheeks. Yeah, that was something.